The aviator ponders the strength of birds. Regret, like sunlight catching the Enola Gay's silver wings, floods the mind, the searing flash that arrives moments before the rumbling approach, herald of whistling death in polished metal caskets. Regret, a mirror to focus light, burns synapses with the Gorgon's memory. The aviator's choices twist and hiss. Snakes poison possible futures with the venom of past mistakes. Regret sounds like the distant hum. A lightened bomber returns heavily home. The banshee bomb swallows the aviator's ears as he steers the plane down the long runway. His thoughts, empty rocket fuel canisters that drop like Christmas tinsel upon the wasted ground plump with bodies of those damned by the flight plan. Feet stomp in the haunted aviator's veins. Duty soldiers march as if his heart still beats. The BB stackers attached little H's to every blood cell, every corpuscle and white cell of defence. The inner rivers of the aviator's body, putrid with radiation, sparkle like coins at the bottom of a stagnant well. No gods intervene on the aviator's behalf. His body is a coffin sunk by the waters flowing from the Styx, the stench of death, a misplayed note, the mind a B flat, a broken string, a trumpet in the mouth of a babe. A million emperor moth cocoons, emptied, crushed with sadness to make a pillow, cannot soak up the tears. They turn into wasps, sting his cheek endlessly. The remembered scream sings and the lights of his instruments guide him back to the moment when he chose to follow his orders. Regret is molten lead. It fills the bones, thickens lips, sears tongue, words and excuses, like fruit left through a too hot summer, fall blackened and useless, no hands plucking free from memory. When death comes, they will not need a burial, merely toss his carcass upon the earth, and it shall sink. In the hospital for fallen pilots, nurses hover like honey-eaters, distribute what nectar they can, are obligated to fill the needs of fallen men. The aviator lies beneath the blind window, carries the burden heavier than any disease. His eyes seek shapes in the tufts of white, but all clouds turn dark eventually. Drop bombs upon his mind, his muscles clenched like the steel of a falling bomb, ruin the efforts of the ardently starched nurses. In some shadowed field the dreams of the aviator rest, thoughts spread like B-52 wings, word propellers rusted still. A field of all the wrong wrought, no matter how high he aimed. He has no blood, no movement, no chance to explode. Limp and taut, he fails the test of humanity. Behind his seared eyes, people are alight, 1,000 burning matches, their spirits the smoke after the puff of goddish breath. He is trapped in a chronic exhale. His bed is nailed to his chest, his cross, his dreams, memory and choice. When he cries out in the darkened room and wakens the sleeping night nurse, it is always the same words discharged from a mouth ripped open by the stitches of self-condemnation. We have choice, as water has choice, has easy paths through limestone and granite, or as the bird, to risk the fall and conquer the elements by sacrificing weight. The nurses shake their heads, like ducks spitting out sticky slugs. Do not understand, he screams. The doctors compare their hastily scratched notes. Promise the politicians it will pass. Outside, birds circle and swoop, sing the night down and the sun back up. He hears them, and it hurts. Their songs remind him of his time in the sky. He wishes an instrument would be pushed into his mouth, down his throat, and into the core of his being. He wishes to be gouged clean, to be emptied like a blocked drain. Despite all, he can taste feathers in his mouth. Sometimes catches the shadow of a bird's wing as it flies past the window. He knows there is strength in hollowness.